Halloween is all over. The witches, ghosts, and goblins have all said goodbye. Now we're faced with another holiday called Thanksgiving. And this sincerely comes from my heart and my goodwill. Life shines even brighter in the warm light of gratitude. And that sincerely comes from my heart with gratitude. And a big thank you to Gaia and to the universal deity for all the blessings and good things that the deity has given me and my family. And that's with total sincerity. Thank you, Gaia. Thank you, Mother Earth. Thank you, Divine Deity. This is important. This is very important nowadays. Extremely important. Because of new research. And again, please, I am not anti-religion. I said in one of the very past videos that I am a believer in the Ten Commandments as a guide to good living, and I do believe in the deity. But there's a lot of new research, and whether the monotheists believe it or not, I'm trying to defend their faith in the best way that I can, using modern research. This is so important, it's almost beyond words. For example, one way to defend monotheism is by study and research. This is a new book by William G. Deaver. It's a very important book. Extremely important. Possibly, the deity had a wife. The monotheistic deity possibly had a wife. That's what this book claims. And the wife's name was Asherah. The deity's wife's name could have been Asherah. The book was published in 2008. And the question asked is, did God have a wife? Again, I beg of you, I plead with you, monotheist, that I'm trying to defend your religion. There's been a belief ever since Sigmund Freud, Dr. Sigmund Freud, the famous psychoanalysis, believed when he wrote a book called Moses and Monotheism that possibly Moses was an Egyptian. This is a book called Moses and Akhenaten, the secret history of Egypt at the time of the Exodus. Again, I am trying to defend monotheism, even though some monotheists might not believe me. The author claims that Moses and Akhenaten, Pharaoh Akhenaten, was the same person. This theory has been around for a long time. Moses and Akhenaten, the secret history of Egypt at the time of the Exodus. The book was published in 1990. So you can see the theory has been around for a fairly long time. And once again, I repeat, Sigmund Freud also believed something similar. Dr. Sigmund Freud. Another book that claims that Akhenaten and Moses were brothers in arms. That's sort of a pun. Brothers in arms. These books are important, and the good monotheist should know, as the blurb says on this book, a fresh look at two of history's most enigmatic leaders and the legacy they left behind. I'm trying to defend monotheism, whether the monotheists believe it or not, because of new research that could shock them, could shock the monotheist. And I don't want them to doubt their faith. No way do I want the monotheist, and I'm serious. I'm not being sarcastic, I'm not being flippant. We need the stabilizing force of religion, but what we need is a new understanding, sort of a renaissance or a reformation. Another book that also claims the legacy of Moses and Akhenaten, a Jewish perspective, claims that Moses and Akhenaten, the Pharaoh, was the same person. No way does this blogger want to destabilize the great monotheistic religions. You can see this book was printed in 2013. And it also claims that Moses and the Pharaoh Akhenaten were the same person. We need religion. We need a belief system. But we need a reformation We need a Renaissance Why do we need a Renaissance and a Reformation? Because the old belief system under Constantine, Luther, and Calvin didn't have the documents that we have today. The archaeology and the research. Beautiful day today. November, the big holiday, Thanksgiving. This is my breakfast. There are many people who like Philadelphia cheese steak. Many people who like Philadelphia cheese steak. It's steak and cheese in a dough wrapping. The rumor is that the governor of New Jersey also likes Philadelphia cheese steak. Just want to show you. It's cheese, and a steak rolled in a dough wrapping. Very delicious for a breakfast. We showed you this joke before. But since we're talking about religion, remember the apple? Remember the apple that the serpent tempted Eve with? There was a reason for that. And one joke is as good as another. The reason for that, again, is because if you turn the apple upside down, you have the stem and the seeds, and that could be where the idea is that Eve took a bite of the apple. See the stem? That could be. Along with the, for breakfast, some people like milk. And if you really want to get fancy for breakfast, you can have vanilla ice cream in the milk. And here we have our ginger snaps again. A little trick with ginger snaps is that when they become stale, they become soft. Ginger snaps, when they're fresh, are hard. But when they become stale, they get soft. See? And the trick is you dip soft ginger snaps in milk or ice cream. And for an extra treat, we have our honey bear. I admit this is a sugary breakfast. There goes the honey into the milk and ice cream. But we could probably get POOH's approval. So there you go. Ice cream, honey, you might call this a milk float, a milk ice cream float. A honey ice cream float. And you dip your ginger snaps into your milk. Have a good breakfast. Philly cheesesteak. Prima. Cheese, beef steak, in a bread wrapping. With an ice cream float for breakfast. Winnie the Pooh would probably approve. But where's Christopher Robin? Have a good day. I hope you enjoyed this video.